Hello. Hello, folks. Happy Tuesday. Oh, got a little bot reminder to turn on the closed captions. Let's do that. Hi, Kevimation. Welcome in. First time chat. Thanks so much. Also, I think you're a recent follow and subscriber, so thank you for that as well. Good to see you in the chat. Hello to other folks who are here. I know I got a little bit of a couple minutes late start, and folks knew that I was not going to be here sometime this month, so they might have been like, maybe this is when he's not here. Hi, Tom. Good evening. Happy time zone. All right, we got the captions going. Hi, Joe. Jackson et al. Et al. It's like I'm an academic writing a scholarly paper. Heyo, Mikey. Welcome in. Welcome in. Good to see you all this fine evening. It's almost evening. Thanks, Kevimation. I look forward to the streams too. You all might see this little thing above my head is the camera lens from my above camera. Not a long story. Interesting story about that maybe I'll tell in a little bit. But excuse the camera lens for now. That's the story for now, is just excuse the lens. It's gonna be there tonight because I didn't notice it until seconds before I hit the until I switched to this scene. I was already streaming by the time I had noticed it, so that's what it's gonna be tonight. But hi, how are you all doing? What are folks working on or making for dinner? Hi, Sarah. Yes, yeah, I think I might have confused a few people with that, and I'm just realizing now that I didn't post anything about promoting that I was gonna be live. Maybe I should do that now. I'll post a little as I hold my my cross stitch stand. That'll work. I'll do a little selfie photo and I'll post it on Instagram to let people know that I'm here and that I'm live. I want my stand to be in it. I don't know how to pose with my stand. It just looks like I've got a weird piece of wood in front of me. There we go. That'll do it for now. Kevimation, Boston 2019. Ooh, that's very cool. Yeah, gosh. I assumed that was LeakyCon. You know, there was something about that conference where it was like, I felt like it was the final ride. There were a few things that happened that just felt like, yes, I would love this to keep going forever. And if it had to end here, I felt like we went out with a bang in a lot of ways. And then a few months later, J.K. Rowling really publicly came out as a TERF. And then a few months after that, the pandemic happened. And, you know, just conferences never been the same since then. Former Mischief staff. Awesome. Okay, I'm like jogging my memory with username, but that's very exciting. Taking me down memory lane now. What a great conference that was in Boston 2019 specifically. Joe waving like they could see you through the screen. But I like the enthusiasm. I like to think that the spirit of your enthusiasm translated through the picture. Sarah also almost posed. Yeah, it's like taking, from the stage selfie. Like, everyone, we're taking the selfie. 3, 2, 1. Does anyone watch? I feel like I've brought this up on stream before, but does anyone else not watch as if you look them up, but happen to see those Progressive home insurance commercials where the guy is like, I stop new homeowners from becoming their parents, and it's just like a bunch of millennials dressed in boomer clothing doing things that we make fun of like boomers or older people for. I feel like those are really call out posts, and sometimes they alert me to things that I am doing. And apparently taking a photo of people and like counting 3, 2, 1, like counting down, is an old people thing. I feel like you should give people a warning if you're gonna take a picture so they can be ready. But, maybe I am just old. I mean, I am old. Okay, we're posting this on Instagram. Live on Twitch. come join for some co-crafting slash co-working slash vibing. That's what we're gonna say. And we'll make it orange, because I like things to be orange. Maybe I'll put this here to block some of my personal items in the shot. Counting up to 3? Up to 3 is the young person thing? Huh, that is an interesting theory. I feel like it's more of a, like, millennial pause thing of you're just not supposed to count down. You just start taking photos. Because, like, you know, you can take so many. Why not take a few and maybe the, like, candid one half a second before they're posing actually turns out to be the best one? Like, I feel like that's probably the Gen Z, Gen Alpha take on it. Thank you, Deoxyribo, for the compliment on my shirt. I got a few compliments on the shirt today, even though it's quite an old shirt. So I appreciate it. But yeah, I feel like never having had film cameras, Gen Z are just like, why would you count down? Like, why do people need to be ready? They'll get ready when they're ready, and you just keep taking pictures. And candid shots are more common. Yeah, there's all of those, like, hacks to, like, make you look better in photos that are in more, like, authentic and, like, you're caught in the moment instead of posing, but you are still kind of posing. This is the thing with Gen Z and authenticity, is a lot of their authenticity stuff is not actually authentic. But I need to make this post, so I'm not going to fully go down that rant just yet. I gotta spell Twitch correctly in the URL, twitch.tv/Jack is not a bird. I usually do this before I'm on stream. But, you know, that's what happened today. I just didn't even think about it. I had a lot going on today. I was driving a lot today. I've been all over. Just checking that the link is correct. It is. Let's put it down here. Cool. All right. Disposable cameras for sure impact this. Yeah. Yeah, Tom, I think a lot of us need the countdown. Like, no, I want to look the way I want to look. You can't look like you're trying, but if you aren't trying, that's not good either. I think that's how it works. That's basically it. Yeah, I think you summed it up there. Sarah, you're on a 20 stream streak. Wow. Well done, and thank you. That's so cool. I just realized also I didn't update the stitch counts, which I'll do later. Maybe we'll do that during the first ad break or something. And I've got all kinds of software still running on my computer. We gotta close all this down so everything doesn't crash. I was working on a couple of last minute stream things that may or may not work tonight. And I've also just been editing so much for YouTube. Working on a big new video. Because all my videos, unfortunately, right now are big. I post so infrequently. It's always a big video when I post a video. Sarah's here for the vibes and the cool people. Me too. What a coincidence. And I'm gonna try to bring my stand back out. Instead of just holding it as a prop, I'm gonna actually use it. How about that? Yeah, I've gotta put the warm-up cross stitch on here. Oh yeah, Deoxyribo. I discovered that at some point too, and I don't know if that's like new or what, but yeah, if you want to keep up your streak, sometimes you'll get a notification that's like, hey, you missed one, but you can keep your streak if you go back and watch an old VOD, or maybe a particular one. Maybe it has to be like the one that you missed. But yeah, it is fun and interesting that is a thing. Cool people are kind of cool, not gonna lie. I agree. A lot of cool people in this chat here. Alright. Getting the warm up spool ready. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit better. Also, my mouse and my keyboard are both dying. They are of the Bluetooth type where you have to charge them. The keyboard I can keep plugged in while I'm streaming. The mouse, you can't use the mouse while it's charging. And it died while I was setting up. So then I was like, okay, I'll do anything I can do without a mouse while it charges. I got a little bit of juice. But we are we're gonna see how long that lasts. I might have to go mouseless again. Which doesn't exactly work. That just means I do anything I can do without a mouse. I missed half an hour of last stream and I talked about speed stitching and wasps. Yeah, the wasps, that's a whole thing. And boy, it really sounds like you're saying pss, pss, pss anytime I say wasps, and you pluralize wasp. But yeah, speed stitching. At some point, we are going to do cross-stitch racing. This is an idea that we, myself and the chat, collectively had last week. And it is where you match DMC like color code numbers to the time, and every minute you switch colors so that it sticks to the time, and you see how many stitches you can do in that minute. I think it sounds awesome. Well, sorry that I maybe woke up your cat with my talking about wasps. By the way, I'm watching Bridgerton, and should I use this screen? We're gonna try this screen. I'm watching Bridgerton, and last night I watched that episode. It's bees, not wasps, but that is the episode that I saw last night. Hey, this lens is a little bit closer. And now it's not in the shot, I think. That's good. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, if you know about my Bridgerton comment. Bees, not wasps. I feel like I've been saying 5 different things at once. I was trying to think back of what I was saying. Ren recently got me back into sketching. I fear you may accidentally get me back into embroidery and cross-stitching. Very fun that Ren got you back into sketching. I feel like Ren gets a lot of people into sketching and journaling, which is awesome. I mean, I love to see the creativity going around, but yes, you would not be the first one that I have gotten into or back into embroidery and cross-stitching. I am sorry. I'm spreading it to everyone. And I say I am sorry because some people are also like experiencing physical injuries from stitching too hard and too much. And then I feel bad. Joe actually does not know, but assumes you would know if you knew. That is exactly it. You fooled me. I thought that you knew, when in fact you do not. All right, let's see here. What do I have on the back? What do I have that's usable? Okay, so we don't need this one. We will need that one. But first, we need the other brown. Can you all hear the camera focusing? Like, oh, hold on. I'm gonna be quiet and see if you can hear it. It's like a, not quite clicking. Deoxyribo cannot hear it. Cool. This camera, when it autofocuses, makes those noises. And I was like, oh no, is that going to come up on Twitch? Cool. Okay. Sounds like the microphone's not really picking it up, which is great. How did you hurt yourself? Were you doing some kind of extreme sport crafter? Sure, we'll go with that. At first, I thought that you were just saying, friend, how did you hurt yourself crafting? You shouldn't have, but no, that is very funny. Yeah. I mean, I have a friend who had to get knee surgery, and they literally just like walked funny in their apartment one time. They like took a step and it had to lead to knee surgery. Now that does probably mean they had some underlying things going on that they weren't really aware of or had been putting off, but like still, sometimes you just do not get a cool story. Oh yeah, music probably covers it up. That's great. Also, it's not a new camera. It's a different camera. It's a different lens. Okay, keyboard's in a weird place because it's charging. But in case we got any new or newer folks, just gonna put in the chat, if I can find my keys, what this warm-up is. This is a little explainer and color coder for the warm-up cross-stitch that we are going to do. If I can find a needle. What kind of needle? I want that needle. And we're gonna get a little bit of this going. Do a spool. Start the evening with a spool. I do almost feel like I need to make some more colors for like 0 to 5 and maybe have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That might be a little bit more fun. because I've been in this 0 to 5 red zone for a while, which partially is like motivational of like, I have all of these ideas to be promoting more, and like bringing more people in and doing fun things, but also like, it just might be fun to see a little bit more color variation even when I am not doing that. So I don't know, we shall see. We shall see. I bring this to down to a comfortable level for me, and still fitting on camera. Sarah had a coworker when I was in my 20s who did skateboarding and surfing. One day he came in with crutches and his foot in a cast. We asked what happened. He said, walking up the steps to my house. We all told him he has our blessing to lie about how he got injured. Yeah, in that case, for real, like if he actually does those things. I mean, good on him for not lying. It's nice to be honest, and you don't want to get caught in any kind of lie. But also, yeah. Let's see. Cavimation grew 8 inches my freshman summer. Apparently never learned how to walk correctly afterwards, as a 6'6" human has led to multiple leg and muscle injuries. Oof, yeah. I can only imagine, and I say that because you are literally over a foot taller than me. But I think I was like standing next to a very tall man the other day. Who's maybe like not quite 6'6", but quite tall, and significantly taller than anyone else who was there. And I just started thinking about what it's like to be that tall, and to just be like, yeah, that tall in the world, and especially in spaces where most of the people are not that tall. And I was just thinking about like the feelings you might have, or the physical feelings that you might have, like injuries that could happen, or what you got to look out for. I have just always been a like shorter than average person, so it's just not something that I can really relate to, I guess is the right word. I don't know. Tom says a friend of mine sprained her ankle just stepping onto an elevator, and then sprained the other one the same day getting onto a bus. And then the friend who was helping her sprained her ankle while helping her up the stairs. That sounds like it's contagious or something. Oh my gosh. That's like, I have like 2 acquaintances in my life recently who both got appendicitis at like within 2 or 3 days of each other. Like full adults getting appendicitis. I was like, what is happening? Is something going on where everyone's getting appendicitis? See, Sarah's uncle got a severe bruise on his knee from riding a roller coaster when he was younger because his legs were so long. Yeah, stuff like that. Like, I'll be sitting on, like, you know, airplane seats or some theater seats, and, like, I feel cramped. I'm like, how is anyone over 6 feet, like, just not in pain this whole time? Like, yes, we can totally talk about how, like, the world is built for, like, a, I don't know, 5'9", like slender, able-bodied man, and so there's a lot of things where, like, on average women might be smaller, and things are not built for like smaller women's bodies, but like the world's also not built for above average tall people. Roller coasters and Broadway shows hurt. Yeah, I would imagine they would. Yeah, exact same, Tom, exact same. Okay, got spool done. Oop. My bundle of needles and needle minders just dropped onto the desk. We're going with the waffle needle minder right now. That can change upon request with channel points. Oh my gosh, is it here? Okay, for a second I thought that I didn't bring the one floss that I need for this, which is the red. Little waffle. Waffle in the chat from Mikey. Oh, I don't need this floss. I have floss on the cloth. Yatsuriba's 5'10", went to see Alok in Oakland. Ooh, fun. And those seats at the old theater were brutal. My knees were against the seat in front of me. See, I've even had my knees against the seat in front of me, and I'm 5'4". And, like, my knees cannot stay bent that long. I gotta stretch them out, you know? I don't think I've never seen Alok live. I've watched some of their stand-up, like, recordings of it. How was seeing Alok live? Okay, I'm like accidentally hitting some buttons on my keyboard, so hopefully we'll be okay with that. Nothing goes wrong. I will say, like, I'm 5'4", but I have disproportionately long legs. I have a very short torso. Like, I have friends who are taller than me, and my legs are taller. How did that happen? We're gonna have to really go across here. Yeah, my legs are, like, longer than friends who are taller than me. Just a thing. That happens. Or, like, when I sit down, I look so small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. For a second, it looked like I didn't do enough stitches there, but I did. Alok is a whole amazing experience. Love them so much. Epic outfits, too. Very epic outfits. Hi, Allison. Oh, you know what? I did, on my keyboard, I typed a bunch of things into the chat. It says, here, I'm just going to say enter. There we go. That's what my embroidery stand typed into the chat. Abraham Lincoln apparently was also mostly legs. You know, he's known for how tall he was. He was 6'4", which is tall now, but was very tall in the 1860s and earlier. But apparently when he sat down, he would be like average to below average height compared to other men. And so I just always feel like I can relate to Abe Lincoln a little, even though I'm a full foot shorter than him. I'm like, yeah, I too am even shorter when I sit down. Thank you for that agreement, Kevimation. I appreciate it. The embroidery stand says, you're welcome for the input, Tom. So what have folks brought this evening to craft, to work on, to cook, whatever you may be doing? I am playing a little bit of floss chicken. I just want to get these last 2 stitches on here and still be able to complete the floss on the other side. Okay, I think we almost did it. Oh, I'm gonna have to go like this so that I can comfortably finish here. Kevimation. I'm actually, Abraham Lincoln was like one of my childhood special interests, so it is funny to me, although it, like, in no way surprising that you have never thought of me in relation to Abe Lincoln, but I am honored that you now may. Sarah Cat's been feeling intimidated by your Hanklerfish recently, so I'm going to try to get into working on my second one again. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you have felt intimidated, but you should know that we all think that it is absolutely beautiful and intricate and impressive every time you've shared it in Show and Tell, and I don't know if you've been here at any point when we've shown it, but everyone has loved it, so I hope that gives you a little bit of a burst of encouragement on it. But I also know what it's like to get intimidated on something that, like, you will enjoy it. Again, it's just, that's how I'm feeling about my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles jacket right now. So I get you. Joe's gonna work on finish the Zelda project, maybe start a new one. Ooh, exciting to finish and start a new one in one night. I hope it works. Brain's not multitasking place today, says Tom, just sitting and enjoying the breeze from the window. It is nice out, right? We live in different places, but I assume it's nice in much of the, I don't know, this half of the country right now in the U.S. More love for the Hanklerfish. Yeah, same here. It was supposed to storm like last night and this evening, and we've yet to get any rain. There's just blue skies and fluffy white clouds out my window. Tiny bit overcast at one point today, but no rain, and so warm. We do have an ad break starting in about 30 seconds, just as a heads up for folks. I'm gonna wait to get started on the Emerald City pattern until after the ads, but I might start getting a little set up for it during the ad break. So, won't miss anything if you've got the ads. A bit of a storm rolled through earlier for Allison. Now it's beautiful out. I do feel like we need the storm because it's starting to get really humid, really stuffy. So I'd kind of like the storm to break that. But I don't know. I'm also enjoying how nice and sunny out it is. Maybe after sunset we can have our storm. That would work for me. Kevimation, tell me more about this Players Club in Manhattan. I'm curious about this. I have not heard of it. Okay, we got ads starting shortly. I'm gonna start getting set up for the Emerald City of Oz. Put you over there for now. I did also notice that I've got, I don't know if it'll come across on camera. Oh, there we go. A little bit of a smudge of something on here. Almost looks like Cheeto dust. I don't think I was ever eating Cheetos while working on this pattern. But yeah, hopefully, I don't think the pattern's gonna stretch that far. Hopefully that'll just be the part that I'm like sewing onto something. Also, I don't think whoever was telling me about Firebot is on yet. I feel like that was, oh, their name's escaping me now. But I started playing around with Firebot in the last week, and I think I can get some stuff more on auto. Some of the things that I'm always putting in the chat with commands. The Munchkins were eating the Cheetos while looking over your work. Oh no. Good for Munchkin Land, being able to import some Cheetos though. That feels like a decent move for their economy. Am I turning these the right way? That is always the question. Also, I don't really want that there. Ugh, okay. And now, let's see, I think, yeah, I started that. So let's get these counters back to where they need to go. So today we just did our usual 19 stitches, so we're there. And that actually should still be there. The brother of the man who took the president's life. Oh, yeah. I know so much about the Booth family. I did not know that he started a players club. Was that started by John or was that started by Edwin? That feels a little bit more like an Edwin thing. But wow, I can't believe I lived in New York for 14 years and never heard about the players club. I mean, not that I would have probably been able to afford it. Whoa, Kev! Thanks for all those gift subs to folks. That's super exciting. Oh man. Now I gotta put the other design back on. Let's get you some stitches for all those gift subs. Maybe once the ad break ends, so people can see them. Because I think they might have to refresh, and not all of them are necessarily here. But that's super exciting. Thanks so much for doing that, Kev. Let's yeah, this is gonna really support the subscriber shelf now. These spools are gonna be held up so well. Also, might give me a chance to finish this piece of floss. Oh, you can go on a tour of the Players Club. Alright, I might have to do that next time I'm in New York. Again, so sad I didn't realize that was a thing in the decade and a half that I lived there. But thank you so much for telling me about it now. Yeah, the history of the Booth family is one that I'm fascinated by. I like reading a little bit about 19th century theater and 19th century Shakespeare performances, and you really can't do that without running into the Booth family over and over again. And there is yet another lasting thing from them. Lived on the top floor, and his room is exactly how it was when he passed away in his sleep. Oh, so that must be... Was Edwin then? Because John was shot. I thought. Maybe I'm misremembering. Mark Twain was also a member. Yep, it was Edwin. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, because would Mark Twain have, like, qualified based on... No, I'm thinking of Dickens, not Twain. I was, like, Dickens did all those, like, reading tours. Did you have to qualify in a way? Like, did you have to be an actor to be in it? Like, how did Mark Twain get the pass to be allowed in? Okay, and let's do 5 stitches for the 5 gift subs from Kevimation. Thank you for that. Hi, Irish. Welcome into the chat, to the stream tonight. We're just adding a little to the subscriber shelf, holding up these spools. That's 2. You're all gonna have to help me keep count here. And 3. They accepted any gentleman of the time, just finally let actors join a club. Okay, I suppose that makes sense. Wow, that's so fun. Or... Twitch forgot to notify you. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I think it does that sometimes. And 5. Wow. Getting to the end of this shelf. And definitely the end of this floss, which I feel very good about. So thank you again for that, Kevimation, and thank you for the sort of like historical / New York City tourism little fun facts you gave us. I will certainly be looking that up for my next visit to New York. Well, maybe next. I've got like a couple of maybe visits that might be really quick, but the next time that I have spare time in New York. Yeah, his brother certainly ruined a lot of reputations. How am I doing? I'm doing well. I had a busy day. It's been a busy weekend. It's gonna be a busy week. There's just a lot going on. I'm juggling a lot of things at once. But they're all like good things, and for the most part, it's nothing that's like too challenging. Like I feel equipped to handle everything. I just kind of need twice as much time to be able to do it all. So that's where I'm at. How are you? How's everyone else? Okay. This is Righty Lucy, apparently, on this embroidery stand. Yeah, it's not a bad state of busy to be. That is for sure. That's just sort of a lot to keep in my little head, and things that I would like to happen, maybe not happening. I think I did tease a longer live stream coming. I think it was supposed to be next week, and I do not think that's happening in any way. It's less that I have to like do a ton of prepping for that, and more that I'm tying that to the release of the big YouTube video, and I do not think the big YouTube video will be done next week. So I need to do some reevaluating there of when that'll happen. Hype chests coming, all kinds of Twitch things are happening right now. Yeah, I won't be here Monday, and probably will not have the extra long stream to make up for that on the Wednesday. But things will be coming. A long live stream will happen at some point. Camera, why no focus? Do I have to take you off of auto? Is this what we're doing here? Maybe it got tired. Okay, so what should we... See, we did a lot of Yellow Brick Road last time, which was very fun. I was enjoying doing these blue ones. Oh, I wanted to do some more, like, filling in some of the actual Emerald City part and not just the land in front. And I didn't last time because I couldn't find the floss I needed, but I found it. I had it sitting out for another project I'm working on. That's like a can't share on stream project. I have... Twitch is making me open this weird thing. Okay, now it's gone. Irish getting over some tummy issues. Sorry to hear that. Lovely combination of stomach pain, nausea, dizziness. No! And your torso felt like a brick. I'm sorry. That certainly does not sound fun at all. I'm gonna go over here and blocking my codes from myself. To people who missed it, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My keyboard and mouse are both dying, so my keyboard is plugged in, and that means it's in a weird place, and so anytime I need my keyboard, I'm reaching in a very strange way. Okay. I'm gonna check out my pattern. Double check the floss I need to use. Get the pattern connected, because it likes to disconnect all the time. Okay. So... let's do the J's. J for Jack. Cool. We'll do these bunch of J's. Maybe I should triple check. I mean, I feel like this is triple checking because I checked it all before the stream. But you're right. Okay, so we've got J, 562, bam, 562. I am using a lot of 562 in my life right now. Oh, and that's what happened earlier, right? I remember. I was doing my morning reading, just half awake this morning, and pulled a blanket from the couch over me and found literally this piece of floss in the blanket, and I was like, how, when? Because I had not used that blanket while cross-stitching for many days, so I don't know what happened. And so this particular floss, I couldn't find it last week, and then today I've found remnants of it in multiple places, so it's just all over the place. Okay, so let's zoom back in. We're gonna be working on this tower. I think I'll start from the bottom. I don't know why that feels right. Players Guild has some of the most pretty bottle glass windows. Oh. What exactly is bottle glass? I've heard that term. I've never looked it up before. Just having a little bit of non-alcoholic brewski. Ooh, I had a non-alcoholic cocktail over the weekend that tasted like a dreamsicle, but bubbly. It was so good. I already forgot what it was called. I think it was a name just made up by the restaurant too. So can't tell you too more about that to be like, it's this kind. But man, it was very good. I had won a gift card at a queer bingo fundraiser. Won a large gift card for a very nice place that I would not usually probably pay money to myself to go to, so it was very fun to have a fancy night, fancy cocktails and everything, using this gift card that I got for contributing to a trans fundraiser. So there's just wins all around. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just making sure that I didn't mess this up in the past. Yeah, non-alcoholic dreamsicle. It was pretty great. I often don't. I don't know. I'm like of two minds about mocktails, because I do drink, but you know I don't drink and drive. There's many reasons why I may not be drinking at a certain time, and so it's very fun that there's so many mocktails and non-alcoholic beers and all kinds of things these days. I think that's awesome, and I feel like there's a whole category that I don't usually want. Like, I don't know, if I'm not having alcohol, I also don't want to have something with like a ton of sugar in it. I try to watch how much sugar I have, and a lot of mocktails tend to be very sugar forward. That's maybe something that's changing a little bit, like as there's more and more on the market. Whoa, thanks for the bits and the cheering, Kevmation. Little Kermit. I like the little Kermit with the heart. I haven't seen that before. I love the Muppets. Is that a baby Kermit, even from like Muppet Babies, or is that just normal Kermit, grown-up Kermit? But anyway, yeah, sometimes I'm like, this mocktail has too much sugar. It sounds great, but I don't think I want it. I guess I feel the same about actual cocktails. Okay, so bottle glass is when you take a glass bottle, melt it flat, but you can usually still see the base of the bottle in the middle of the glass pane. Oh, cool. And Irish says I was going to make a guess at a wine bottle glass since they usually tend to be green. Oh, it's normal Kermit, says Kev. My apologies. Does anyone listen to the Kermitment podcast? It's with Matt Gatos and... Oh, I feel so terrible. I'm forgetting the other co-host's name, even though I know them. But it's a great podcast where the two of them are just watching and reacting to every single piece of Muppet content in chronological order. And they've been doing Muppet Babies for a long time. It's great. If you adored Muppet Babies, you should check out the Kermitment podcast. Yeah, Muppet Babies was great. I have not gone back to watch... Well, actually, I did watch it a little bit when I was like, wait, I need to see what they're talking about on this podcast. But I watched it a lot as a child. Oh, I guess I can finally explain what's going on with my lens. I'm using a different lens for the above, like, bird's eye view camera today, because, as I mentioned, I've been working on a big YouTube video, and I was shooting a ton of stuff for it last week, and I did something that I have never done in my, like, almost 20 years of making YouTube videos and at least 30 years of being a regular like camera owner and user. I've never done this before. I broke a lens. Here, wait, I have it. It's so sad. Oh, did part of it fall off? Maybe. But it's... Let's see if this will come across. Can you see? It's like crooked. It's just bent. Camera was on the tripod. I didn't have it safely, and it just fell. Ooh, thanks for... now I have a podcast to catch up to. That's right, you weren't at the years I did duets with Chris Rankin as Kermit the Frog. Wow, that sounds great. Oh my god, new bits goal. Thanks, Kev. But yeah, it's so sad. And so I just can't use the zoom or the focus. Because at first I was like, well, it still works. Maybe I can make it still work. But no, it cannot zoom or focus, so it is very sad. Thank you, Allison, F in the chat to pay the respects. Thanks, Tom. I'll try to adjust the audio levels on that. But yeah, Kev, that sounds amazing that you were doing duets with Chris Rankin as Kermit the Frog at the Mischief Cons. Chris is such a fun guy and such a nice guy. The handful of times I hung out with him, he was just such a gem. All right, I'm gonna investigate the bits let's see. Which ones do I have on? Not there. I've got a few different alert boxes across many different platforms. And bits are clearly one I have not customized yet. Okay, so we'll just turn it down here. Oh wait, no. Maybe. We'll turn both down and see what happens. I don't want to be blasting all your eardrums out and prevent people from wanting to have any bits or cheering fun. Because I think that general alerts... Oh, you know what it probably is I bet the ones that I have made where I've done like custom sound design on mine, they're probably pretty quiet, and I bet I mostly tested the OBS levels on those, and then the Twitch native ones are just like much louder. Physically move the lens closer and farther from each other. I mean, if it were only a zoom problem, I would totally do that. It's the focus issue that's really the issue, is I can't do manual or autofocus, so everything's just gonna be out of focus. Fortunately, that was just the kit lens that came with this camera. I have a bunch of other lenses, so in terms of like shooting video, it's a bummer, but it's not a big deal. But then it occurred to me when I was setting up to stream, I was like, oh, I specifically use this for streaming because it is smaller and lighter, and all of my other lenses like pull the tripod down into the shot, which is what was happening, and then I slightly adjusted it, and it's better for now. But yeah, that's the story there. Out of focus shots could be my new hobby. I feel like it already is. My cinematography is not that great. Wow, the new cast recording of Paddington made you cry twice? I have to admit, I've not seen any of the Paddingtons, but that's kind of a vote in their favor that they're so emotional. I do like Hugh Bonneville just because I'm a big Downton Abbey fan, so I have always meant to watch some of the Paddington movies. I just haven't. I also like Paddington's style. I think it's a good look. Those. This, by the way, I mean, I think probably obviously from the looks and the title and the picture of the pattern and the Twitch notification I sent, this is the Emerald City. It is an Emerald City design that I got from the World of Cross Stitch magazine. It was designed by Jody Rice of Satsuma Street. You can see their name there beneath the stitching camera. And I believe last time I checked several months ago, this pattern was for sale on the Satsuma Street website. So if you like it, you can go there and get the pattern, or you can check out some of their other designs. But I really like this one. It's like one of the earliest patterns that I found and was just like, wow, this is just beautifully designed. I need to do it one day. And okay, I did something wrong here. And yeah, it's just been one of my like patterns that I kind of return to in between other ones. Oh, you know what? Was it this pattern or was it Sleepy Hollow? There was one that I did where I accidentally like stitched vertically over one instead of over two. And it might have been this one, because something a little weird seems to be off. Thanks for all the love in the chat for this pattern. It really is beautiful, right? I'm excited to like get to the rainbow eventually. I think the little hot air balloon, the coloring on that one is great too. It's just a really great design. And I think this is kind of the style of most of Jody Rice's and or Satsuma Street. Unclear if Satsuma Street is just Jody Rice as a designer or other designers. But I think a lot of the work there is in this similar vein. They might have things like cityscapes from real cities. So definitely worth checking out if you like the design of this one and you're like, but I don't know if I want Emerald City. I would check out their website. finish this stitch, and then we're gonna check in on my mouse and keyboard life. So I guess I can put this up. Oh, there's the lens. You can see it a little bit again. I just felt like my head was really getting cut off now that I'm sitting closer to the camera to stitch. All right, the life. Ooh, okay. So my mouse is currently at 17%, and my keyboard is at 19%. I don't think my mouse has gone down since I unplugged it from charging. So that should be good. That's reassuring. I might try to plug it in at some point while I'm stitching, and maybe we'll run some predictions as the stream goes on for where my keyboard and mouse are at. Looks like Jody founded Satsuma Street. Awesome. Thanks for looking that up for me. I like when all of you do the research I should have done before I started the stream. That's always helpful. I appreciate it. Genuinely. That maybe sounded facetious, but that was only being self-deprecating about myself and genuinely grateful to all of you. Will they last until 8 o'clock? Only time will tell. Yes, yes. 8 o'clock. 1 hour. Will they last for 1 hour? Now as we're saying that, I'm like, maybe I will plug my... Also, just to confuse things, in case... Whoa, my computer's hot. Yikes, okay. Even just to confuse things, I'm gonna plug my mouse in a little bit. I'm gonna pull this cable up more. Come on. Oh, Irish, I was just saying about Paddington that I haven't seen any of the Paddingtons, but that I have always meant to, because I quite like Hugh Bonneville, and I like Paddington's style. Oh, here's my needle. I was about to be like, where the heck did my needle and thread just go? Found it. Jody of Satsuma Street's customer support is her cat. Love it. I mean, so long as the cat's paid a fair wage, you know? With benefits. Customer support's a tough job. You haven't seen the films either, but the recording made you cry. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, it sounds like we both have homework of needing to watch the Paddington films. I would say I agree with that, though, of, like, when I've watched the trailers, even the trailers are a little emotional, and that's part of why I'm like, wow, I gotta see this film, apparently. Ah, that makes a bit of sense about Satsuma Street, Kev. Oop, didn't mean to do that. Go away. No, don't go all the way. Now it's gonna take forever to load. Ah, we're back. Great. So I had a doctor's appointment today. That's part of what threw the day off. Just like a routine checkup, mostly like a once a year formality to continue my testosterone prescription. And because I'm like new to this area, and I've been sort of like trying to get on wait lists of different healthcare places. The doctor I was meeting with, like I hadn't met before. And so I was like reiterating some of the basic stuff, including like how long I'd been on T. And I realized, only as I was talking to her, that tomorrow is my 11 years on T. Literally tomorrow. We're on my T anniversary eve, maniversary eve. So that's pretty exciting. I didn't really do anything to celebrate 10 years. Although I will say that the big YouTube video I'm working on is a big, like, 11 years on T video that was originally supposed to be a 10 years on T video, and it has just taken me this long to do it. Thanks everyone. Thanks Mikey. Thanks Tom. Thanks Kev and Sarah and Allison Anniversary. Yeah, there you go. Oh, I'll totally call you Hazel. Sorry I didn't check. I was just going by username, and now that does sound familiar because I was trying to place who you were in my head, and I think I am closer now. Thanks for letting me know, and thanks to everyone for the little celebrations. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, does anyone else who's like transitioned do any kind of, and transitioning meaning anything that doesn't have to mean like going on hormones or doing any medical transition, just like whatever to you means, like when you came out or whatever milestone you do, like, do you do any kind of celebration each year? I feel like I thought that I would, and then I just never really have. And I sometimes will have people in my life who are like, oh, we should do something. And I'm like, but what? I don't know what we would do. And maybe part of that's also because I like am a little bit at that age where also for my birthday, I'm like, but what should I do? Okay, yeah, Tom, that's about where I'm at. And then but then I also get the like, oh, I should make content guilt. That's my addition. I'm like, oh, hey, that's cool. I should probably post something. Yeah, Mikey, that's kind of it. Yeah, first couple years felt like such a big deal. Although I rarely did anything to like, again, privately celebrate. It was always like, what is the big piece of art that I'm making? I try to be extra queer and think queer thoughts during the month I realized I was bi. There you go. Just be extra queer, be extra trans, think extra queer or trans thoughts. I like that. The trans intensifies. There was one point where the doctor was like, oh, okay, so like how long have you been on this dose? This particular dosage? And I was like, I don't know, like 8 years? Like, I have no idea. And she was like, oh, okay. Like, I think she thought I was gonna say like, oh, the past 6 months. I was like, no, long time. I mean, 11 years is still not as long as like 40 years. I've met some guys who've been on T like 40 years. But it does still feel like a while. Officially over a decade. I think though it won't be until I'm 50 that I will have like been on T or have transitioned longer than I wasn't. So I think 50 will need to be a good, I mean, you know, I feel like you should celebrate your 50th birthday pretty big anyways, but I think 50 is gonna have to be like a big party for me, just for multiple reasons. My birthday also falls in between my T start date and when I publicly came out. So like, but I kind of, both of those feel like little bits of celebrations to me. And then my birthday's in the middle of it. So basically mid-April to mid-May could be big celebration time for me. And was in some years, but now I just kind of live my life. I did ask this doctor a lot of questions today, because I felt like we were vibing. And I'm trying to think of some that like would be useful for fellow trans guys and trans masculine people in the chat without needing like content warnings, and I'm not positive that I can get to that point. I will say, and so maybe dysphoria warning coming up. Maybe just pause for about a minute or two, or mute for about a minute or two, dysphoria wise. But I asked about menopause because I don't feel like I've ever gotten a straight answer of like, if you are a like trans person on taking testosterone, will you go through menopause? And still did not get a totally straight answer, but I feel like I got a little bit of a not a reassurance, the opposite of that. But like I had it explained to me a little bit better this time, which is basically like, if you happen to not have any kind of hysterectomy or oophorectomy or whatever all the different kinds there are, then you may have some symptoms of like perimenopause and menopause when the time comes, but it's also a little bit like person to person, because the fact that you have been taking testosterone for all those years has done some of the like effects that you would have from menopause. So it's all like a little bit confusing and very much just kind of depends on the person. But yeah, and you know, a lot of folks who transitioned before menopause will often have some kind of medical, you know, have some type of hysterectomy or related. We tend to use that as a catch-all term. It's not a catch-all term. But like a lot of people might have had that before this is a concern, which is one reason that it's not like talked about a ton and why there's not a lot of research and literature on it. But the other reason is that it just kind of varies from person to person. Yep, your mileage may vary. But yeah, I was like, I feel like I have tried asking both older trans guys and doctors, and I just didn't feel like I'd ever gotten a solid answer. And I guess that's part of why, is that there isn't exactly a solid answer, but I did think that was helpful to have that context of like, yeah, you might. It also just kind of depends on like how testosterone's been going in your body. Also learned that, like, you know how cis men, their testosterone decreases as they age, and that's why we have all of these like silly testosterone supplement things going on. All these cis guys lately taking testosterone, which just is silly and frustrating in so many ways. And I kind of thought that happened for like trans masculine people on testosterone as well. But apparently one thing that can happen is that your body gets used to it, and so you actually might need to lower your dose as you age. This was potentially a thing that's happening to me. We have to like monitor my levels. I have to get tested again in a few months, because my levels are very high, and like higher than they were a year ago, and on the very highest end of normal. And she was like, yeah, it's possible that your body's just so used to it that we can actually like decrease your dosage a little. And I hadn't really heard about that. What I had heard of guys who have been on forever having lower doses, and I think in my head I just thought that was like something they chose to do for some reason, to align with cis men whose T levels are lower. I don't know what I thought, but this explanation sort of made more sense to me. So just throwing that out. I also know that like some of the folks in the chat are like me and older than me, of like thinking about aging and thinking about these things that might be happening as we're on testosterone and lacking a lot of longitudinal studies about it. So thought I would throw some of those out there for you. Okay. Mouse reconnected. Let's plug the keyboard back in, but maybe I'll plug it in closer to me. I'm T-maxing, apparently. Try not to T-mog any of you, though. I think I know what that means. I've tried so hard to understand some of the newer slang, but I don't feel like I'm as enmeshed in like internet culture anymore for it to just kind of like start making sense over time. Like now I have to like look things up. My mouse is upside down. Allison says, I've heard of menopausal people who identify as cisgender women starting HRT that involves adding some testosterone back in. I have also heard about that. I've heard a couple of podcasts that made me very, very frustrated because it was like cis women getting access to injectable testosterone, and the like particular podcast episodes did not talk at all about trans men and about access, and it was very frustrating to hear that. But from a gendered perspective, just like is very interesting to hear about that happening. That's like a trendy thing right now. Okay, we got an ad coming up in shortly. It said 1 second and now it's the starting soon things. So ad coming up soon. Joe had asked if I'm cooking up any birthday plans. And yeah, I'm sort of by coincidence going to be hiking a couple of national parks out west, not up north. There are no American national parks north of me, Canadian ones, which I'd love to go to sometime. But no, I'm going to do some hiking out west. Let's see. Tom says, deeply obnoxious how easy it is to get hormones as a cis person. Yeah, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Gender affirming care is not legislated against for cis people. And it's real annoying. Did I finish this floss? I think I did. Okay, got an ad coming. So I'm going to take this opportunity. Joe, you're so right. I was thinking directly north of me. Yeah, I've hiked Acadia several times. Acadia is indeed north of Massachusetts. Yeah, that is correct. It's like the one national park that is north of me. Have you been there before? That's very exciting that you're going this summer. I can try to unearth memories from my head for recommendations. Yeah, don't worry. So it's beautiful. Cadillac Mountain is the main mountain that people like to hike. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I'm doing I'm gonna just update my stitches real quick before I go off on a tangent about Acadia National Park. Okay, so it's 47 plus 24. Calculator's not open. I gotta do this in my head. Okay. 7 plus 11. 71? Is that right? And let's fix this a little bit. Yeah, it's math time. Math time is happening. Can I just move that? Oh, looks like that helps. Yeah, so Cadillac Mountain is like the main mountain that people talk about, and it is very fun. There's a whole thing of, I forgot what they call it, but you can like hike the mountain before daybreak, and then if you get to the top of the mountain before the sun comes up, and you see the sun rise over the ocean, then you're like the first people in America to see the sunrise that day. So it's a very popular thing that people like to do. I did not do that. I've hiked Cadillac Mountain twice, but I have yet to do the like daybreak thing, and I really want to do that. But we did ask a park ranger, like, where should we go if we want to see the sunrise over the ocean? And the ranger recommended a couple of different like just sort of like beach areas. So if you're interested in seeing the sunrise over the ocean, you can ask a park ranger and get some other recommendations. We also did like I think it was called Bubble Mountain, and it's like 2 mountains, Bubble Mountains. And those had a lot of like scrambling for a while to get to the top, like a lot of really just climbing through big boulders in very steep incline. But at the bottom of it is just like a very flat path around a pond that was really nice. Yeah, Bubble Mountain also like it just looks like 2 boobs from the ground, so that's great. I had to check myself because I was like, we call it Boob Mountain. It was Bubble Mountain. Um, oh, Echo Lake. I think I tried to go to. I forgot if I actually went. We also had like parking issues. Parking was just filled up. So depending on when you're going in the summer, that's the thing to think of, is to kind of have backup plans for when and what you want to do. Also, fog is a big thing. The first time I went to Acadia, we hiked Cadillac Mountain, and I could not see the ocean the entire time. Like, when my friends were walking like 5 feet in front of me, I couldn't see them. I had no idea what Acadia National Park looked like after having hiked that entire mountain. I went back a few years later, and it was like, it was shocking how close the ocean was to me, and that I never saw it the whole time. And that was like a little bit on the extreme end of fog, but from what I hear, fog is it is a very common thing in that part of Maine and at that altitude. So, you might not see things, but that's another thing you can ask a ranger about, which we did, was like, and I've done this at other parks too. It was like, based on the weather, what do you recommend? And they might be like, well, it's low visibility today, so do this path where it's not actually known for good views. It's just like a nice path in the forest or something. Or then it's a nice day and they're like, oh, you should really go see this. Or also, hey, it might rain, so maybe unless you're like a really experienced hiker, don't do this type of path. Always talk to the rangers if you can. Booble Mountain to the list. Yeah, add it. And that one came from a local, one of my friends who's like local to the area recommended that one, and it was good. Tom loves the concept of hiking, but is also someone who needs a steady supply of beverages, snacks, and comfy places to sit. Beverages and snacks you can do, for sure. Comfy places to sit, a little bit harder, but not impossible. Okay, I want to finish this tower, so I gotta get some more floss out. And for folks who were gone during the ads, I was given some recommendations for Acadia National Park. Mikey and Joe are headed there this summer. It is the national park that is north of me that I forgot about. Hazel wants to go to all of the U.S. extremes: Point Udall in Guam, Amatignac in Alaska. I wonder how you pronounce. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Very important to specify hobbit hiking versus ranger hiking. Yeah, that is true. I enjoy both. I feel like I've heard that before. That's a very good one. Only thing about asking a ranger is it requires human interaction. That is true, Sarah. However, park rangers are they're kind of like librarians. It's like, if you've got to interact with a human, they are among the best humans to interact with. They are just so happy to tell you everything that you want to know and give you recommendations. I don't always love human interactions, and I love talking to park rangers and most librarians. We did get like a slightly unhelpful park ranger one time. Yeah. I'm gonna stop. I was gonna say what to look out for, but I don't think there's a way for me to say it without doing an ism. So I'm gonna stop that and reevaluate my biases off stream. But yeah, park rangers, they're always nice and always nice. Some are maybe more helpful than others. Park rangers are the librarians of the outside and/or park world. I like that. I was thinking by like the extreme points of the US, you were just talking about national parks. And so I do have to shout out Big Bend National Park in South Texas, which is the one that I grew up going to. We used to go camping and hiking there when I was like a toddler, literally. So I guess a lot of my memories are from stories and pictures. But it's great. It's one of the more deserty kind of national parks, and is very, very different from a place like Acadia or Olympic up in Washington. Oh, nice. Okay, great. I was from North Texas, so it was a bit of a drive to get there. One of my good friends, like a Texas friend that I met while living in New York, turns out interned at Big Bend National Park, like over summers in college, and I thought that was the coolest thing I'd ever heard. Yeah, one reason that we're going to national parks in May is because we got an annual pass last year. We gotta take advantage of that, go to enough parks to make the annual pass worth it, but also because we sure as heck don't want to get another annual pass for this year with the president's face on it. East of Dallas. I'm from definitely north of Dallas. I'm not sure east or west. I think just north. No. Oh, I always get Dallas and Fort Worth mixed up, and they're like backwards in my head. But I'm from in between Dallas and Fort Worth, but north. Yes. The national parks passed this year. It makes me sad. I wonder what's gonna happen next year. Yes, that is true, Joe. Putting a sticker on it is... unclear if it's illegal or if it's just... I mean, maybe you know. I think my understanding was just that, like, it wouldn't be considered valid, so they would still charge you for parking or, like, you know, the things that you already paid for. Yeah, invalidating. Yeah. But, yeah, the sleeves you can do. The sleeves are allowed. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, I got it. There's a house sort of near me. It's like on a route that I frequent a lot. Hazel, you worked in Southlake? I worked in Southlake. I grew up in Grapevine. That's wild. Maybe we ran across each other in pre-LeakyCon days. Also, if we've had this conversation before, I'm so sorry. But anyways, the house near me, yes, everyone knows Grapevine because of the mall. It has a Meow Wolf now, so it's cool. It's cool again. But there's a house near where I live now, not in Texas, and they had a Trump flag for the longest time. And it was just really falling apart, you know, as flags do, where they're just like, they get really faded, but then they also like lose some of the fabric. And they just over the weekend replaced the flag, and at first glance it looked like they got another Trump flag, but it's just the Trump design, and where it used to say Trump, it now says Jesus. But then where it said Make America Great Again, it said, is our only hope. And I'm just like, I'm trying to analyze this. Like, are they saying Trump is no longer their hope? Jesus is their only hope now? Like, have they sort of like lost at least their zealotry for Trump? Maybe they'd still vote for him, but like, they're like, no, we want to promote Jesus now, not Trump, except we're still going to do it in the Trump branding, which is making me think that maybe they're very socially attached to the MAGA culture. And so, because I think there's like a whole bunch of MAGA people who are becoming anti-Trump. And so it's like they're keeping the MAGA branding, but making it say something other than Trump. Yeah, it could be that they think of the president as their Jesus. He certainly does, based on the controversy over the weekend. But I don't know. Yeah, that's why I'm a little uncertain. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. It is certainly an interesting development. Jesus does not want to be a part of this brand, folks. Yeah, it would not seem to be the case based on what we have of some accounts of his words. Hazel also lived in the Colony. I had a friend who lived in the Colony. Another friend who I didn't know growing up, but met later. The Colony's cooler than Grapevine? The Colony has nothing going on. Grapevine has a whole historic district, and is the Christmas capital of Texas. I'm not going to defend Grapevine politically, but it's got way more going on than almost any other suburb in the area in terms of like unique personality. We also get to claim Post Malone, so I feel like that's something. I did see that a number of like right-wing influencers are now calling Trump the Antichrist, so that is also an interesting development. Okay, I feel better about that, Hazel. But I also stand by my assertion that Grapevine has more personality than the Colony, which, you know, I gotta have my hometown pride, you know? Sarah says, I think I remember seeing a meme years ago that was quoting one of the lines from the Bible about loving everyone or not judging or something, and then the bubble from Jesus was, "Did I stutter?" Yep. I've seen some good memes of that variety over the years. Oh, come on. Every now and then, I think that I see, like a green light out my window, like Great Gatsby style, or like, I don't know, a sniper or something. And then I realize it's just like my green lights back here reflecting back in the window at me. What is Great Big Game Show? That does sound like a fun thing, and congrats on being the first game show host. I would love to host a game show. I like hosting things, and I like to think that I'm fairly good at it. I did win an award for Best Trivia Host in Queens once upon a time. Have I read the Queer Trans Great Gatsby reimagining book? No, I have not, and the author of it, I'm forgetting their name. Anna? Is it Anna something? Because also wrote... No, it was, I think their first book had Anna in the title. I was on a panel with this author shortly before the Great Gatsby book was announced, and then it was announced, and I was like, what? They seemed cool enough on the panel. Anna Marie Mecklemore. That's it, yeah. So have you read it, Tom? I was excited to read it since it was first announced and just still haven't. Hour-long rentable game show studios with live game show hosts owned by the Escape. This is fascinating. I'm gonna have to look into this more later at another time. It is very good. Okay. It was also exciting because there were so many Great Gatsby things that were just ready to go, fully finished the second the Great Gatsby hit public domain a few years ago, and I just really loved that. And also made me think man, I need to look at what's hitting public domain in 5 years, and is there something that I would want to have ready to go when that happens? It's not a bad strategy for trying to come up with a book or an indie film or something. Yeah, I've definitely seen an increase in classics reimagined with queer and or trans characters. Is it like a established series, they're all published together, they've been part of the same publication process? Or did you mean series more vaguely of it's a thing that's been happening? Because I was aware of it, a thing that's been happening, but if it's an established thing, I did not know about that. Hazel, same. North Texas just produces so many people in general, and I think people who are often want to get out of North Texas. So I think that's one reason why I found so many like North Texans in New York, because there's just a lot of people who want to leave Texas. But also just like I think there's a lot of Texans who are very driven and very passionate about things, and we were raised in such a like driven kind of culture that even if you are aware of that and want to reject it in some ways, I think it's still in you a little bit. So like if you're someone who does cool things and meets cool people, you're probably gonna meet a lot of Texans. You shared a locker with Patrick Mahomes until 4th grade? Plano, right. That's nuts. Wow. See, I missed Post Malone by maybe a year. He's at least 4 years younger than me, so we didn't overlap in high school at all, but we did go to the same high school. It is an actual established thing. Remix classics. There's 10 or so books in the series. Oh, wow. I'm going to open a tab. It's also funny that they're just called remix classics because that's the tag that I use for generally books like that in my like Notion database. Maybe I saw it at some point and it got in my subconscious. Oh, it's from Macmillan. Okay. Oh yeah, Self-Made Boys. That's the Great Gatsby one. I love the title. Huh. I've seen some of these as they've been announced over the years, but very cool and fun. Okay, should we do... I gotta... this is... I don't know how amusing this is, but let's do a prediction for the percentage that my mouse and keyboard are at. Okay. What percent alive is Jack's mouse? I think I said it was at 17 before. I plugged it in for a little bit, but I've also been using it. All right. So maybe it stayed at that. Maybe it dropped down. Maybe it went up. Maybe it went up just a little bit. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. Okay, so this is just mouse. Because that seems the easiest way for me to do it in this interface. So there's gonna be an actual prediction. Okay, so you can go in the chat. Okay, you're all saying it was 16. I thought it was 17 earlier, but maybe it was 16. It was 16 or 17 earlier. Heard spouse and was concerned. No, mouse. All good. Yeah, so I charged it for a little bit since it was at 16 or 17, but I've also been using it, not charging for a while. Get your predictions in, and then I will announce. Poll did not show up for Hazel. It should just be like at the top of the chat. So, and I gave it 2 minutes, so you've still got time. Potentially try to refresh or something. I'm not really sure. Folks will know I am not at all a Twitch pro. I am a Twitch rookie. So I cannot help too much with troubleshooting beyond maybe try refreshing. And to assure you that it is still there for the moment. I've also not done one of these before. I'm just realizing, was I supposed to put in what was correct? I can certainly announce what was correct later, but I don't know if I was supposed to do something with that. Okay. Prediction is over. Now, oh, choose prediction outcome. Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna double check again. Okay, I got it. Locking in. Well, what do I hit? Maybe I press that? Aha, okay. Well, first I will announce, so we had, I think you'll be able to see this, but I'll announce it anyways. 14% of you voted for 17% charged. 29% of you voted for 14% charged. 43% of you voted for 22% charged. And 14% of you voted for 18% charged. And I can now reveal that the correct answer was 22%. Yeah, it really charged fast and has not gone down, at least that I have seen. So yeah, it looks like you get 70 channel points to those, at least to Joe, and then it cuts off on my screen. But I think to everyone who voted for 22%, I think you get some channel points for that. So yay, well done. Optimism for the win. Yes, thank you for the congrats on my mouse being charged. It's a very big accomplishment in my life. I mean, it was actually like, my mouse stopped working at a weird time shortly before the live stream, when I was doing something where like, that actually was not my first thought of what had gone wrong. So it was a little bit perturbing. Oh, is this this might be the end of this J562 for this area. Got a lot more of it somewhere, I assume. But that was it. That's the end of it for here. I got a good amount of floss left, so I gotta think about that a little bit. It's like I said, I'm using it for another off-stream project right now. Well, it is what it is. There we go. No more J there. Well, come on, needle. Alright, I will use that on my other project, and it will be a little annoying because it will not be very much. But that's okay. That's what happens with poor floss management. Okay, so the prediction was kind of fun. Maybe I'll do a poll for what I work on next on this pattern. Can't get it too straight for obvious reasons. And basically just gonna be, should I do more green, more blue, or more yellow? I think that'll be the options, but we'll do an actual poll. Did not mean to do that. So more green would be filling in some of these bits of the tower. More blue would be these alternating blue lines. More yellow would be the yellow brick road over here. Maybe starting there and going over here. Wow, one day we'll get to the poppies. That is not today. So I'm gonna start a poll. Yeah. Oh, no. There we go. It was right in front of my face. So green, blue, or yellow gonna be the options. Question, what color do we stitch next? Green, blue, yellow. We'll leave the poll up for 2 minutes. Cool. Alright. Did I know that Jim Henson's cartoonist sells merch in the Nashville airport, including instruments with sketches of the different Muppets on them? I did not know that. But if I have a layover in Nashville sometime, I will try to remember. Wow. That's cool. I feel like that would be the perfect gift for Matthew Gatos, host of Commitment and musician. Get a guitar with like his favorite Muppet sketched on it. Now, I do actually know quite a few musicians who are large fans of Muppets. I think the musician and the Muppet overlap actually is pretty big, pretty substantial. I spent the better part of one winter break during college hanging out with one of my musician friends and just watching DVDs of the Muppet Show from the 70s. It was great. We had such a good time. And it was so fun to like watch those back because it was kind of like watching SNL from that era. Like you would just see the big celebrities of the day, many of whom we still know now, but like I, as a middle millennial, like think of a lot of them as just old. My picture of them in my head is old, and seeing them like in their youth as their career was starting out guesting on the Muppet Show was very fun. Strong recommend. Go back and watch early episodes of the Muppet Show. Yes, Wizard Rockers liking the Muppets. Strong overlap there, for sure. Anyone just joining? We are stitching in Emerald City cross stitch tonight, and I just put up a poll to vote on which color we're going to do next. Green would be filling in some of the Emerald City towers, blue would be some of these lines of grass, and yellow would be the Yellow Brick Road. But blue has just won. I was trying to promote it, but time is up. And blue is the winner. So we're going to work more on the lines. We're going to fill in some of these blue lines. Thank you to the 4 folks who voted for blue. We get a little bit more water first. Okay. Blue it is. Okay, so I think... Oh no, we have to switch back to the letter T. That's what's going on. Which is appropriate for my 11 years on T Eve. Oh, and I gotta change my needle minder. Thanks for the redeem, Hazel. Let's, okay, if we're working on blue, let's do a blue needle minder. Blue won the poll, so blue's gonna win the needle minder too. Okay, goodbye waffle. Goodbye for now. And we're gonna do the persist typewriter. I recently found a sticker version of this that I must have gotten at the same time, but I still do not know where I got it from. Hi, Sam. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, you got to vote on the poll. Thanks for voting. Voting's always important. Although I have to say, I was working for a Get Out the Vote campaign last general U.S. election, the presidential election, and, you know, woke up the next morning being like, should we have encouraged so many people to vote? I don't broadly feel that way. I do think voting's important. But the fact that I was like literally working for a nonprofit and we couldn't say who to vote for, we just had to encourage people to vote, and I was like, maybe that was a mistake. Maybe we shouldn't have done that. Ooh, okay. Finally raining, I do think. I think it is raining. So here's the 809 that we're doing for the little T's. T for testosterone. Because I realized a few hours ago it's my 11 years on T tomorrow. So that's what we're doing. Also just need to find this. This looks like where I'm starting. Musicians are all into the Muppets and stationery. Maybe. Yeah, I think they all at least appreciate both of those things. Like, there does seem to be a little bit of an undefinable overlap there in vibe. Nice light blue. Very light blue. You know more than one who owns and operates stationery stores. Huh. Yeah. I guess I know at least one. And if I think about it, maybe more. So, fair point. Well played. Alright. Getting some Munchkin Blue going. Right now, this little bit of the yellow brick road just looks like a crescent moon, and that the blue is like a sky background that it's on. When I keep just catching like that little bit of the pattern in my eye, I keep being like, oh, it's the moon. It is not the moon. It is the yellow brick road. Melby lost a cracker to the blanket folds. Oh no. I hate when that happens. You get the crumbs all in the blanket and you gotta clean it later. Okay, here, let's zoom back in. I'll try to go up here. I gotta sit a little bit better. Oh, there goes the microphone. Emerald City floating in the sky. Emerald City in the sky with emeralds. That didn't work. Dorothy in the sky with emeralds. Ooh, okay. Sam says, had something similar happen with a regional election here where the first time 16 and 17-year-olds were allowed to vote. Did not expect them to vote for the, 70-plus-year-olds, but they did. Also regretted encouraging young ones to vote then. Yeah, and it's I don't know if I, flat out intellectually regret the get out the vote efforts, but in the moment on that very emotional day, it was a thought that I had. No, what happened? Okay. Oop. Let's get things in view again. Yep, exactly, Sam. Oh man, I just remembered that I have to frost some cookies tonight. That's not a euphemism. I gotta make some frosting and frost some cookies. Forgot that the only time I thought I can really do that is post stream, so that's what I'll be doing after the stream tonight. I have multiple things, multiple sort of occasions or people to make baked goods for this week, and was reminded, oh, is this where it's off? No, I think this is fine. Was reminded that I could just make a big batch of the same cookies and do it all at once, which is a great idea. These are kind of like orange sugar cookies. It was from my grandmother's recipe book, and she just calls them orange cookies. They're in the Halloween section of her recipe book, so they also come with orange frosting, and so you put the orange frosting on them, and she also has instructions for how to make them into spooky or witchy faces using licorice, which is not what I will be doing, but I did go off recipe to use cookie cutters and make them into pumpkin-shaped cookies, because all things in my life must be pumpkin. which is a little bit confusing. I did make these for like some fall potlucks last year, and people be like, ooh, pumpkin cookies. I'm like, no, they are pumpkin shaped, but they are in fact very citrusy orange cookies. So there's like fresh orange rind and orange extract in the cookies and in the frosting, and the frosting, instead of like mixing it with water, you actually mix it with orange juice. So they're very orangey, and if you're into orangey, they are delicious. I really like them, so anytime I've been making them for other occasions, I like freeze a bunch for myself so I can keep eating them, because I think they're super tasty. They are not a cookie I really recall my grandmother ever making for me, but I found them in her recipe book, and I like making things from her recipe book, even ones that I didn't know about when she was alive. It's fun. We do have ads coming up soon. LB says, my grandma made and bound a cookie recipe book for all of us for Christmas one year. It's essential for holidays. That's exactly what my grandma did too. Yeah, this wasn't like a published one, but it was like my uncle helped her like print and bind it. And we actually have 2 volumes. The next Christmas or a few years later, she did volume 2. And yeah, it has a Christmas section, an Easter section, a Halloween section, a Polish section because we're Polish. So it's all a bunch of family recipes. Would the orange cookie work with other citrus fruits? Probably. Yeah, like lime might be interesting. I don't know enough about like extracts for other citrus fruits, and that seems to be a key ingredient. It's not just the rind or the juice. You really need that extract to give it kind of another level up. But maybe. Okay, so let's do a little bit of counting maintenance up to oh, for a second I thought that this didn't count any more stitches, but I did exactly 40 more stitches, which makes all this a bit easier, right? I think that's right. I happen to think they're delicious. I feel like we've got a handful of bakers who usually come to the stream. Has anyone been baking anything exciting recently? Make the orange cookies other colors and make them fruit-shaped. Red, apple, yellow, lemon, and just let the confusion and a lovely unexpected cookie take place. That is so funny, Sarah. I have not dyed the frosting. I think by my grandma's recipe I'm supposed to dye it orange, but I actually just like how it naturally looks where you can see a bit of the rinds in it, and it just has a slightly orange tint to it. But I could do that if I wanted to be really devious. I could make make them all those different colors and shapes. That'd be really fun. Been working on finding a really good vanilla cake recipe. That can be tough. Have you looked into Minimalist Baker or Sally's Baking, formerly Sally's Baking Addiction, at all? Those are 2 of my go-tos, and I know they will sometimes, like, they've got a few recipes that they really dig into and, like, will repeat over the years to really try to hone, and I feel like a standard vanilla cake might be one of the ones that they're like, here's what I was doing 10 years ago, and here's what I do now. Oh, we are approaching 8 o'clock. Hope folks are back from the ads in time. Red Currant Bakery vanilla layer cake. Oh no, I don't want to open Firefox right now. But speaking of Fire blank, that's really cool, Hazel. You know the human who created Firebot. I just started using Firebot really today. I've been meaning to look into it for a while and poked around at it a little bit last week. But yeah, Mixer Partners back in the day. Cool. Okay, ads should now be done. Welcome back from the ads, folks. We were just talking some more about bacon. Mascarpone. does something fun and interesting. Yeah, I might do that, Hazel. I'm watching some tutorials and... Oh no! It's 8 o'clock! Welcome to 8 o'clock, everyone. I will say, I made that whole thing, and I still don't know what we do at 8 o'clock. But it's exciting, and now we just all recognize that it is 8 o'clock. At least on the East Coast, but also in your hearts, wherever you are. It is now 8 o'clock. We observe 8 o'clock. We are extra crafty, perhaps, at 8 o'clock. I liked how that, when we were talking about, like, transition anniversaries of, like, just be extra trans or extra queer in your thoughts at that time. So maybe that's what we will be. In this 8 o'clock hour, we shall be extra crafty in our hearts and in our minds. Sarah, thank you for saying it's just a smidge loud. Maybe I'll reduce it. I did intentionally want it to be quite loud. But I can turn it down a little bit, maybe. I gotta tweak some things about it. That's why I was late today, as I was finishing that. And I was like, no, I gotta do it. I will start stream a few minutes late to finish the 8 o'clock alert. But speaking of Firebot, Firebot is the first Mac-compatible, like, third-party app that I've been able to find where I could actually schedule something for a time, and not, like, in intervals. So shout out to Firebot for that. Welcome to a time that will occur in an hour. But it can be 8 o'clock in your heart right now. Yeah, maybe one day those clocks will have us do something tangible. For now, we will just enjoy it. One thing that we can do, though, is if folks want to give any updates on how their crafts are going, anything you've been crafting or working on tonight. Give a little progress report if you'd like to. Hazel, no, I did not. That does not ring any bells for me. I might be a bad North Texan. Or perhaps it is a thing that started after I left. I have not lived there really since 2008. Joe's working on lettering, struggling to find a why. Is this for your new project, or is this finishing up the Zelda one? And also, like, do you design as you go, or are you working on a design for a new one? I tend to really struggle with finding lettering that I like when I'm designing a whole thing. Just finishing, won't be a new project tonight. I am sorry to hear that, but, you know, worth it to mess with it until it's a way that you want it to be. Sarah made progress on her Hankler fish. Nice! Well done. I'm glad that you made some progress, since you said you were a little intimidated earlier. And your cat comes and goes from sitting on your lap, currently bathing. Lightning is a fun cat name. Oh, Canton is the largest flea market an hour out of Dallas. That, seems like something my friends and I would have enjoyed in high school. We liked going to, like, thrift shops and stuff, so if only I had known about it. Alas. Oh, using a pattern, Joe just didn't like their why. I've done that before as well. Lightning update, lightning is gone. Melby is editing a poster for a gallery reception at the end of the month. Ooh, fun. Are you, if you're editing the poster, I assume you're helping organize the gallery reception? That's very exciting. And yeah, Joe, definitely, no shade to the pattern designer. I've picked down a lot of patterns that I've really liked, and then there's sometimes just, like, one little detail that I'm like, you know what, for me, I want to change this a little bit. Let's see, did I... Oh, Sarah, I missed your great comment of it's 8 o'clock somewhere. So true. So true. Oh, a gallery for yourself. Wow, that's really cool. Okay, and the work is already up. You're just working on the reception. What, if you don't mind sharing, like what kind of work is in the gallery? That's very exciting. Congratulations. You know what, I need to check one thing before I completely forget about it. Oops. Okay. I'm gonna say my pharmacy has texted and called me probably about 12 times in like the hour before I was starting to stream. Just to tell me that, like, your doctor sent something over. Oh, we don't have it, though. Your insurance needs to be checked. Oh, okay, maybe now we have it. Like, I don't know, I just have so many texts and voicemails from them. Like, it's all automated stuff. Like, this is so unnecessary. Instruments with Norwegian rose mailing on them. Whoa. That's very cool. I have to admit, I don't know what rose mailing is. Rose maling? Would love to learn more about it, though. What is a thing I'm going to do or a project coming up that I'm excited about? I'm pretty excited about this YouTube video that I'm now in the editing phase of. I took a while with the writing, and the shooting also took a while. I think I've got 1 or 2 more shots that I need to complete that I slightly overlooked. But yeah, solidly in the editing phase, and just like haven't had time to edit it that much since shooting it. Like, if I had had my way, I very easily could have just spent like all of the subsequent days fully editing day and night, because I think I'm really into the project. But that was not what happened. Had to do things like taxes and work. So that's a thing coming up I'm excited about. What about anyone else? Do other folks have something that you're going to do or projects that you're excited about beyond the ones you've shared? We may not do any show and tell project tonight, Smelby, because I don't think I can stay on too long tonight, but in a future one, that'd be a great thing to share and show, because I definitely want to learn more. I probably need to set a standard of like, on the 2nd stream of the month, we do show and tell, because I've just kind of been going on vibes in my own timing for a bit. Okay, do I want to keep going down all the way, or just stick? I think I'm just going to stick in this little area, because I might start getting a little confused if I go all the way down. I think I kind of want to, like, get the poppies correct. I don't know. It's a little bit more all over the place down there. So we're just going to do this. Is that Percy Jackson podcast? Mike's? Mike Schubert? Shubes? Is it his podcast? What is it? The Newest Olympian. There it is. I'm just trying to remember the name of it. Because either way, super cool. Oh wow. Okay, I'll have to listen to that episode. I'm so behind. I mean, I don't listen to every episode, but I need to listen to the episode where he interviewed Rick Riordan. That's so cool. And now I'll have to listen to the live show that you're doing in Chicago. That's awesome. And thank you for the feedback there, Allison, on nothing wrong with the vibes sharing. I think it might stay that way for a bit, only because I've got like a handful of Mondays that I'll be missing, and my summer schedule's a little bit wild right now. So I feel like if I said every second stream of the month, like that's gonna fall apart very quickly because I will be missing other streams and that kind of thing. So probably what we'll stick to. Oh, I got you. Okay, you're going to Chicago, then it'll be North Carolina. That's awesome. You worked with Mike since 2017. I want to say that I was on a podcast episode pre-pandemic. I must have been, because I feel like I was like in person recording a few times, but maybe it wasn't until post-pandemic. But yeah, I've been on a handful of Mike's different shows. He's such a genuinely good guy, and makes very fun podcasts. Oh, Sarah, I'm sorry to hear that, because I know you were really enjoying the class, and that's such a bummer when that's how that works out. I'm glad that you're going to one last one. Well, I mean, maybe I don't know if the instructors would say. Maybe you can talk to other people in the class of like a recommendation of one that is similar at a different establishment. That might be a thing to ask. Excuse me. I'll be going through a similar thing soon. I finally hit on a workout class that I really like. I've been consistent with. I've gotten a lot healthier. And one reason I picked it is because there was a location near where I live now, but there was another location near where I'm hoping to move later this year. And I was like, great, so I can keep going. But that location closed, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do when I move, because I think it's going to be too far for it to practically be consistent for me. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of do a similar thing of kind of ask around, or maybe look up online, like, if you liked this kind of gym, what are some other ones you can go to? Yeah, it's disappointing when you find something that really works for you. But yeah, enjoy your workout class. Thank you for popping in. Next week, no, I will not be here next week, but yes to the week after. And that is updated on my Twitch schedule. If you go to my like about and hit schedule, so check that out. Yeah, see you in 2 weeks. Enjoy your class. And great point from Hazel. Yeah, instructors often teach at multiple venues, so if you ask them when the owners aren't listening, you might get some advice. Might get a good recommendation. I think I'm gonna get to the end of this floss, and then we'll raid out, because I'm starting to get a little tired, and I gotta frost all those cookies still tonight, so don't want to go too late or use up too much of my energy. I don't have a good gauge on how long it will take to finish this floss. Let's go here. Oh, okay. Excuse me. Clearly, I'm getting tired. Orange, you glad it's 8 o'clock? You got it, Allison. I think that's an excellent raid message. Orange, you glad it's 8 o'clock? Oh, Schmackery's. I don't know if I ever went to Schmackery's. For folks who don't know, it's a very famous cookie place in New York City. That there's at least one location. I don't know if there's multiple locations, but there's one location that's near a lot of the Broadway theaters. So it's like it's a thing. If you work on Broadway or go to Broadway shows, a lot of people like to go to Schmackery's. It is now a chain. Well, good for them, I suppose. Where am I here? Yeah, I went all the way up. We did all those. Now we're doing a few here. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, correct. Okay. Oh, excuse me. That's cool that you can get Schmackery's delivered across the country. I did not know that was a thing. I like getting cookies delivered to people sometimes instead of like flowers. Just get them some cookie deliveries. I guess that's because I got a lot of people in my life who love cookies as much as I do. So it really means something. Oh wow, I really can't stop yawning. Okay, we're definitely gonna finish when this floss is done then, so I stop yawning on stream. My brain was trying to say both screen and stream. I like having flowers in the house, but yeah, they don't last forever unless you dry them. I'm not very good at drying flowers. It is something I always mean to learn more about and potentially do in some capacity. On Scream, that is correct, Joe. We're almost halfway to Halloween. I'm on Scream. Welcome to the live Scream. I need to remember that for a notification. Once we get to Halloween, welcome to the live Scream. And then I can have a little thing on the soundboard that screams every time I say that. I should probably write that one down. so I actually do it. And the 9 of you will maybe remember when it happens. You'll be like, oh wait, I was there when Joe gave Jack that idea. You have a plant soaking in your bathroom sink. Yeah, if it's been soaking too long, go save it. Whew, okay, so we've got... this went down to... there. Okay, this is gonna be it on the stitching for the day. This floss is definitely done. Bam! Alright, let's see. Whoop! Needleminder did some weird things. There we go. There's our Emerald City for the night. We got a second tower mostly built. Got some more coverage in the grass. Very nice. Thank you everyone for crafting with me tonight. I'm gonna start checking out who we might raid over here. Thanks, Hazel. Oh. Oh, someone's doing some printmaking that looks cool. Oh no, shh. An ad playing before I can mute it. Good night, Mikey. See you in 2 weeks. It was great to see you. Good night, Joe. Sam says was late to the stream/scream because I was on a train for 5 hours and just had to give the plants water first. They were practically screaming for water. Yep, that'll happen when you're traveling. Doing a self-made Lego advent calendar with my best friend of the Wicked bookshelf set. Oh, nice. Yeah, good Oz vibes. Good Oz vibes. I'm just checking out a couple of folks here. We got some friends, some raid friends, but I was seeing if we might make a new friend. But I always like to try to find people who kind of explicitly say, like, LGBT friendly, or, like, they're clearly LGBTQIA plus identified and they're about. And some of the folks who are looking interesting to me, I'm not totally finding that. So, you know, we haven't raided Tuna Basil in a while. Looks like, ooh, and... Oh, okay, no fiber art today. Doing some pixel art. But I feel like with how many of us are cross-stitchers, that's actually quite inspiring, and maybe we would learn something from the pixel art, because that's basically what cross-stitch patterns are. So let's, I think we're gonna raid Tuna Basil today. So thank you all so much for coming to the stream tonight and doing a little Emerald City cross-stitching with me. Like I said before, I will not be here next week, but I will the week after. It's updated on my Twitch schedule. I'll try to remember to put something out there. When I am good about it, the main place that I do updates of, like, I'm live or I'm not going live is on Instagram stories. So you can follow me at JackIsNotABird. It's up over there, or links in my About panels on Twitch. Or also, I think that I have a command for that. It's social, maybe? Yeah, there you go. There's links to things if you need them. Thank you, Sam, for saying it was a nice stream. Thanks, Tom. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Yeah, Hazel, hope you have a great 2 weeks. Let me start the raid going. And yeah, I'm excited to see you all in 2 weeks. Sorry that I won't be here next week. I will miss you all. And I will miss having our little crafty time. So let's go watch some pixel art. Oh, and remember, Orange, you glad it's 8 o'clock? Is that how we're doing it, Allison? I think that was it. I'm gonna, like, copy and paste it for myself so I can more quickly add that as the stream message. Great, okay. I'm gonna raid Tuna Basil with Orange, you glad it's 8 o'clock. Thank you all again for coming. I'll see you all in 2 weeks. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful 2 weeks and enjoy some pixel art with Tuna Basil with me.